arguing with children and trying to get W's. It's not working.
According to
Reasoning with a leftist is like talking to a wall.
the way that the asylum laws are written, the entire nation of Mexico applies under asylum. Do you think that you have
The entire nation of Mexico applies to asylum. What? I don't think so. I don't think
a
so.
right to immigrate to America? Is diversity and inclusion really an American ideal?
I knew you
Are
were-
you okay with deporting every illegal person that's here? Do you think that the American government should first have a...
What is with this, like, trailer music while you're trying to debate the kid?
I'm talking about Jake, bitch.
4 dogs and a piggy tonight? Hell yeah, Dragon Princess.
obligation to citizens before foreigners?
Farm.
Nobody is asking these questions. We're just saying, if you want to come in, you can come in. Do you see anything wrong with, I don't know, taking in 5% of the population of Haiti? If someone comes into your dorm
5%?
room uninvited and they do the dishes and laundry, they can stay?
If I'm not gonna do my own dishes, heck yeah. Hi.
Heck yeah, dude.
Hello.
Oh, hi. I'm gonna start off by saying I'm a political science student. I'm a second year here at K-State. And I'm a first generation student.
Try to turn it up a little bit.
Turn it up a little
Yeah.
bit?
Yeah, perfect. Great. Thank you. And what's your name again?
Alondra.
Nice to meet
Alvarez. Yeah. So I just had a question. 'cause
appreciate
you
the
talk a lot about
kids.
like protecting and securing.
Coming out and being like, hey, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah. So I just had a question because you talk a lot about like protecting and securing our southern borders. But as the granddaughter of immigrants, I think that we get into a lot of complicated disputes with the idea that immigrants are criminals or drug dealers and things like that. So I just want to hear what your opinion is on those expectations or those what do you call it? Those stereotypes that are put on Hispanic communities, Latino communities, and how they change the way people perceive immigration.
Sure. So, thank you
Charlie Kirk, do you think your rhetoric around the topic is bad? Good
for
question.
the question. So you said you're the first generation
Yes, I
student
am.
or first generation American?
I'm a first generation student.
Cool, great. Second generation American? Did I hear that right? Or-
Third generation
Cool.
American on my mom's side.
Great.
Second on my dad's.
When your grandparents, then, is that right, came
Yes.
to this country, did they do so through the legal process that was in front of them?
So my father got married to my mother, so he's a legal resident of the United States. She's been here her entire life.
But did she enter legally?
My great, she did.
Okay.
She's born here. Yeah.
Got it.
My grandpa on my
Look at him doing this, like, test already. Like, this is kind of like what it is. Like, okay, so let me know any criminals in your family according to the American government because they decided to try to have a better life on the other side of a political border. You know what I'm saying? Like,
my dad's side entered in illegally.
Okay. So I'm not here to like insult your grandpa, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, but we must be very clear that the type of immigration that we support is when you follow our rules and you come on our terms, and that you do not break into a country uninvited and you try to cut.
Can I add something to that? The reason why he left, and a lot of people in Mexico do, is because of the political state, especially in the 70s and 80s, when they decided to move. They have a government that isn't supportive of their constituents, and because of drug problems,
this is exacerbated by American foreign policy.
their only choice was to move.
Yeah, I totally sympathize. That's not true. It's never the only choice to commit a crime. And
Fuck off. To commit a crime. Put Charlie Kirk in a survival situation and see how many crimes he commits to try not to die. You know what I mean?
we should not put up with it. And so it is an insult to other immigrants from Vietnam and Laos and Pakistan that have to wait decades in line to morally equivalate people that come in and just break in. Oh, I have an unstable
Equivalate?
country.
Equivocate?
Like half of the world's countries are unstable.
Yeah, but that's why we have the asylum seekers program.
Which is heavily abused. And we're talking two different things. Asylum seekers and walking into the country illegally
What was that? What was that edit? Okay.
are similar but different things, right? And so you can
Yes.
What? What the fuck?
the country illegally abused.
What was that dubbed?
And we're talking two different things.
The asylum seekers program.
Which is heavily abused. And we're talking two different things. Asylum seekers and walking into the country illegally are similar but different things, right? And so
Yes.
so we have millions of gotaways of people that we have no idea who they are. They're not declaring asylum. They just run across the
Well,
border.
because they can't. The system doesn't allow other people from Mexico specifically to assign themselves
who they are the last couple of years. So look, we just have to be very clear.
Why do they keep editing her responses out, Charlie?
With this is that if you come into the country uninvited, you have
how is this big ownership if you're editing her shit out?
Committed a crime and you are a criminal.
Huh.
And we could decide that we're not going to enforce our laws.
Mid-sentence?
Or we can say that when you are a criminal, you should then be punished for that crime.
Yeah, I totally disagree with that notion in general. The idea of criminality for trying to be a person that wants to permeate a border is just insane. You're treating them like someone who's doing something antisocial. This is not an antisocial act, right? Well, I think it's fine to consider like, hey, this person is violent towards their spouse and children. That's a criminal, right? Someone who is going around and trying to light people's houses on fire. That guy's a criminal. Someone trying to survive and get a better life for their family is not like a criminal to me. You could say that they broke your law or whatever, but like I think the way that you just blanket them and make an emotional argument like this, oh, they're a criminal. Don't you think we should punish criminals? Like, no, actually, I don't. I think we should figure out why the crime happened, decide if it's something that we need to keep out of our communities. Did someone make a reasonable decision when they made this crime? Like, there's sometimes that crimes are correct. Killing somebody is not always a wrong thing. I know Charlie agrees. Like, it's not always just cut and dry. Stealing is not always an immoral act. I mean, what do you think is more immoral, Charlie? Stealing bread or letting your child die, right, from not having enough bread? So, I mean, like, steal the bread. So, like, this is a steal the bread situation. Do you think it's more ethical to, if you were a father, to allow your, and I think he is, to allow your spouse and your children to, like, have, I don't know, fucking whatever conditions you would want to leave. In Charlie's case, black people move in next door. Cartels are a big part of some big city Mexican life. The politics there are pretty corrupt. It's a problem. Capitalism is a huge problem there. Warlords happen all over the world and cause people to need to move, and causes social unrest and stuff. Like, these people are just trying to flee that and trying to, like, have a better life. And I have no idea why we criminalize such an endeavor. That is, like, the most American thing I can think of. Like, the whole idea of America from the colonist perspective was to have a better life. Like, go out here, find our manifest destiny, and, like, settle a land and build a better life. And, like, there's plenty of this shit to share. We don't need to be greedy about none of this shit. We have plenty of land. And if someone wants to come here and bring a family and work, and, like, they're ostensibly Christian and, like, relatively conservative and, blue-collar people, they just aesthetically don't share Charlie Kirk's sort of, like, way of life, etc. Like, they're not white, obviously, and they don't have, like, these people might have, like, tortillas instead of fucking, I don't know what the fuck, beef stroganoff. Fucking white bread and beef stroganoff, shit on a shingle. Like, these people bring a different culture, and it sounds different. Their music sounds different. Like, their clothes are different. Like, oh my god. And then this is where it just lives. Racism is so stupid, and it makes him, it just self-defeats, right? It's like, what's the point of society, man? I'm rambling, dude. I'm pissed. Not really. I'm just convicted. It's like, the point of society is to make life better, not to turn people away just because. You can turn people away that are not good for the culture, but this is not it. Not good for the culture is like antisocial behavior. Like, oh, this guy's actually stabbing people in the face constantly. Fine with making the guy that stabs faces not show up. But because you don't allow permeability to everyone, and most people are normal, right? You make it so that the guys who are stabbing faces are like the ones running the get through the wall programs. You know what I mean? Like, there's some psychos running people through the border because it's a lucrative proposition, because you created a market for it, because America is stupid. I wish Kirk had the guts to do a town hall debate people his age. He can't.
AKA sent back to your country of origin because you were not invited. And it is an insult, again, to the Pole.
Invited? Charlie, were you fucking invited here? Charlie! You weren't invited. Okay, so now you have the position of, like, any sort of indigenous population towards the colonists? You agree now? Pick one. This doesn't make sense. Like, you literally can't have this position and also think that America is, like, in the right.
And to the Czechoslovakians and from the Senegalese and people all across the world, that don't have the proximity or the luxury just to waltz into America.
You call it a luxury to leave a country that has political tyranny and come into a country with opportunity?
Yes, to live in Mexico, to be able to go 100 miles north and break into America. Do you know how many people in Pakistan would kill to be on that border?
That's why we bring them in.
Well, we shouldn't, right? That's the point. And secondly...
We shouldn't. Why not?
Do you think that you have a right to immigrate to America?
Yes.
I think that I didn't have a choice. My grandparents made that decision for me.
I'm not trying to attack your grandparents, but no one has a right to go to anybody else's country.
For the record, I don't really believe in countries or whatever, but I do believe that humans have the right to traverse the earth because we're all from here, and this is our shit, man. Yeah, it's just like the earth. So, yes, I do believe in permeability. I'm 100% fine if you're pragmatic about it. Like, you can just monitor people that come through. You can, it's fear-mongering about crime, and no one who fucking visits America does crime ever, really. Americans go do crime in other countries, though. That's big.
You are invited. It is a privilege, not a right, to come into America.
So it's a privilege to live a life that requires you to have clean water, clean food, clean air.
Yes, of course it is.
And you have to fight for that?
Yes, it is not.
But we didn't?
Hold on a sec. Well,
born here, we didn't fight for that?
Well, my ancestors did fight for that, actually, and I'm
colonized that, actually.
a very thankful recipient of many generations of Americans that fought for the greatest nation ever to
By
exist.
doing what? Coming here?
Well,
illegally?
Wait, what did my ancestors do?
Come here illegally, yes.
They
Came here illegally.
They came over here in 1620, fought in the Revolutionary War, fought in the Civil War, fought in World War I.
So because my grandpa
fought in World
didn't
War
come here in
II.
1620, it gives him no right to have a good life?
He can fill out paperwork and wait in line like the
Okay.
rest of the world. And then we can see whether or not it's in our best interest to allow him to come in.
Yeah, I think that he's obfuscating the point because he knows that he'll lose on this if he tries to say it's reasonable for someone to say you can't come into my country, and then for him to say my ancestors fought for this against who, man?
And so we have to weigh costs and benefits. I'm not saying we should have no
Against
immigrants,
who?
but immigration must be a net benefit for the American homeland and for the American citizen. We have brought in 10 million people in these last couple of years. We have now brought in 5% of the population of Haiti. Nobody is asking these questions. We're just saying, if you want to come in, you can come in. Do you see anything wrong with, taking in 5% of the population of Haiti?
Not necessarily, no. If we have the land and the resources to house them, it shouldn't be that big deal to bring in immigrants.
Really? So
Yeah, I agree. I don't care.
So do you think that the American government should first have a obligation to citizens before foreigners?
Okay, I think we have an
answer
obligation.
the question. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Yeah, we're obligated because we're citizens to have the rights that we have, but that doesn't mean we can't open up our borders
that's not
when
the
we
question.
have the process
Hold on a second.
to do so.
You, being a younger American, and everyone in the audience, is the first generation in American history to have it be worse off than your parents. So the social, and you agree with that, social contract, poor.
Due to capitalism. Due to the failures of the president of the guy in the hat, to this fucking dork behind me, yeah, man. This is due to the Bush era wars, which set us back. Due to Reaganomics, trickle down doesn't work. All of these are true. Yeah.
More expensive. Yeah. So wouldn't it be rational for the American government to say, we're going to prioritize younger generation Americans that are American passport holders and citizens before those in another nation?
5% of the population of Haiti is 550,000, not 10 million.
I don't want to say anything that offends people, but
go
I've
ahead.
already said it, right? I've already said it. Whatever. I think that the way we're going about it is wrong. And that if we don't have a clear path to citizenship, we won't open up those opportunities for people to come and seek a good life. But I also think we are required to have those rights ourselves
seeking
as
a good
American
life
citizens.
is fine. It's a nice added benefit. Our government does not exist to improve the life of foreign citizens.
Disagree. The government in general, every government, exists to better the lives of anyone within the borders. And as a government, we should be very interested in people that wish to come here and excel. That's the whole idea of America, is that you can come here and try to kick ass, right? And obviously, we were sold bullshit, right? So if that's still the mission, and I think it ought to be, is, hey, come here, high quality of life. That's the goal. highest quality of life we can give. Yeah, anyone that's interested in that endeavor, I would be fine to deport someone like Charlie Kirk, though. We can just get rid of him. Go ahead and why don't you go elsewhere and go implement. I'm still liking the trash barge in the Pacific racist island. I think we could just send them all there and let them have their little white nationalist trash barge, and I think it would work.
But we should be open to the idea of accepting that.
Of course we are, if we have our own house in order. We are in chaos.
If we have our own house in order. We're in chaos due to capitalism.
Right now. We have the most depressed, suicidal, anxious generation in history. Our birth rate is collapsing. Kids can't afford homes.
Then do it, Chuck.
Yeah. You guys are drowning in debt. You have to compete You have to compete for jobs against foreigners. Our country is a mess right now.
Against foreigners.
And so when your country's a mess and your home is in disarray and bedlam, your own government should say...
Bedlam. As everyone queues up politely to the microphone so that Charlie Kirk can upload this to YouTube. Like... Bedlam. Fucking go to a war zone, Charlie. Drop this motherfucker on the other side of the wall in Palestine. Let him experience what bad days can actually be like before he can ever pretend like Bedlam is happening here. You dumb fuck. What a privileged loser.
Time out. I have a heart for the people of Haiti. Go.
America's origins and economy is founded on immigration. What are you talking about here, Charlie? Like literally. Like, foundationally speaking, the American experiment, or whatever you want to call it, is somewhat a success, right? It worked. We're here we are. It's a big, powerful country. But also, what a failure to provide, like, a high quality of life to every single person without, like, incredible amounts of stress on all of them. Like, there's one thing to say for, like, oh, I can get something shipped in overnight from across the country. That's pretty cool and everything. But also, like... Every single day, the sword of Damocles is hanging over your fucking head. Can I make rent? It's bad. This shouldn't be the standard of life for anybody. It should, we can excel and just have everybody be good, and we don't have to have all the stress all the time. Haitians responsible for late-stage capitalism wasn't on my bingo card for 2024. The Haitians are the reason that capitalism isn't working. If we could only keep 550,000 people... which I guess is how many Haitians have come here. If only that drop in the bucket of the population wasn't totally wrecking the system altogether.
I have a heart for the people of every country, but you're not coming...
You have a heart for people of every country? You don't, man. What a vapid fucking bumper sticker thing.
...here until this generation at least has it as good as their parents.
But it's the stereotype that I'm given... as a Mexican-American, to fulfill those standards that people have on immigration as well.
I don't share that. I haven't said that here today. There's people from all over the world that enter the southern...
That's bullshit, by the way. Charlie Kirk regurgitated the same bullshit here tonight and has done it before on his show.
Border now, there's 118 countries that come across the southern...
He has Megyn Kelly on to say this shit for him.
Border, but I don't care if you enter illegally from Bulgaria or from Laos or from Mexico or from Nicaragua. Someone who does not have their paperwork when they come in is by definition breaking federal law.
Yeah,
and so then what should we do?
I do not respect that federal law.
With someone who breaks with federal law.
But
we should see why they broke the federal law. And then you're like, okay, well, you just want to come in here and have a life and live? Okay, do that.
Does that mean that people, including their children, their grandchildren, including myself, have to live with the stereotype or the standard set upon me that I am a criminal, I am a drug dealer, I am a XYZ?
Okay, so have I played into that stereotype?
I've heard it many, many times, not from you specifically today.
Okay, but then it's a little bit of a red herring, right? Because we're not even talking about it. I'm not...
Well, my original question was, what do you think about it?
Yeah, man, what?
Do I think about stereotypes?
About the stereotype given to immigrants right now and children of immigrants and people of color here.
Well, I can't talk about something I don't believe in. So, I don't want people to be stereotyped. No different.
You can't talk about something you don't believe in, huh?
Then when you look at a young white man on campus, you think he's a rapist, right? Which is...
No, I don't.
Well, that's good. No, but that is a stereotype that is pushed sometimes. Like
that white men are rapists? No. I think you're misunderstanding how you're using 1350 logic, right? You're trying to 1350 white men here to make a point. Just because most rapes are committed by white men doesn't mean I think that every white man is a rapist, Charlie. Particularly white Christian men, by the way.
Oh, if you see a young man on campus, it's campus rape culture. Stereotyping is...
What? If you see a young man, that's rape culture? Huh? Nobody says this.
Wrong. It should not occur. But we also must understand that the way that we constitute our immigration policy right now in this country is not in the benefit of the American citizen, and we're acting much more like a colony than a country. And where
what's that even mean, dude?
A country is where you have ties that bind you together. You have a shared history, hopefully a shared language. You have a shared culture.
Look at that dig. Hopefully a shared language.
Sure. Where a colony is you come from anywhere across the world, and so be it.
Yeah, but isn't that like the point of America?
Yes!
Diversity and
I knew that you would say that the point of America was the thing that the point of America has always been. Ha ha ha!
inclusion and belonging.
Where I'm so glad you brought that up. Where is that in
It's written on the Statue of Liberty, by the way.
the Constitution or the Declaration that diversity and inclusion, these are false ideals that are taught in school. They're
False ideals taught in school?
I guess nice, but is
Do
diversity
you mean Dave Rubin, Zodiac?
and inclusion really an American ideal?
I think so.
Where does it say that?
I think that everyone has the right to live out their own individuality, their own lives, in their own way.
I know, but you say the American ideal. Where do you get that from? Yeah, pursuit of happiness for Americans. You're right, because that's what the Declaration
I'm an
was written
American.
for. No, if that's fine.
Does that mean I'm not valid here for
No,
having
no,
a diverse background?
No, of course you are, but I'm saying
Yeah.
that what
So can I,
So he just gets dunked on the whole time? This is what the video is? Charlie Kirk gets dunked on for 14 minutes for free? Hell yeah.
not
no,
express
no,
that?
don't change the topic. You
Don't change the topic to something that owns me, please. Not in front of the kids. Charlie, I want wedding soup. Begins to pick all the meatballs and beans out of the wedding soup. Wow, that was a very specific thing. Yeah. Well, I guess you're right.
said we should be able to open up the country for people from all across the world.
Yeah.
Why do we believe that is a core belief?
Because we want to help people. That's the point. We came here a
Got
long,
it.
long time ago. We established a country a long, long time ago, and we want to have other people come in, I think, to live in the luxury that we live
Got
in
it.
now.
Last question.
I knew you
Are
were,
you okay with deporting every illegal person that's here?
No.
Why?
Because there's some people here that are not represented well by the media. There's a lot of illegal immigrants here that are working their butts off for the life that
No,
they
no,
want.
I don't
Yeah.
care if they're working hard. But
Yeah.
the point is, what should the punishment be for breaking into a country?
None.
Depends on the crime you commit after
No.
you break into it.
True. By the way, none. You get in, that's dominance. You win. W. You get over Donald Trump's 11-foot wall or whatever. You win.
Okay, no, that's it. I'm talking about just the crime is breaking in. What should the punishment be? I break into somebody's home. What should their punishment be?
Well, breaking into a home is very different than walking onto some fucking dirt. You ever walk outside? What should the punishment be for walking outside right there instead of right there? Huh? Nothing. Charles, it's dirt. Punishment should be citizenship. Easy, dude.
Can you repeat that?
Oh, so if you behave after you get here, that's fine. So to play that out, if someone comes into your dorm room uninvited and they do the dishes and laundry, they can stay?
That'd be fucking lit.
If I'm not going to do my own dishes, heck yeah. They're doing my dishes for me? Cool. If they don't kill me, I'm not dead. It is what it is, man.
Well, they are killing a lot of Americans, but
You say they. Like they are?
Yes,
like
they.
All illegal immigrants kill people? That's crazy.
many
That's crazy. Dude, why would he upload
illegals
this?
do. Actually, the crime rate for illegals is far above that of native-born Americans. And even if it wasn't,
Okay.
even if it wasn't,
Which it isn't, it's lower. Because obviously people coming in here know that they're being like, you're kind of on a one-strike rule when you're visiting or on a visa or something. And so a lot of people don't just do fucking crime when they know that they're going to get kicked out if they don't.
it would not be there. No, but it's just interesting. The punishment for the crime of breaking into a nation should be what it is in Switzerland and Israel and Hungary.
In Israel. I mean, free Palestine, baby.
Every person who breaks into a nation uninvited goes back to their country of origin. Period.
So why
End
is
of
there an
story.
emphasis on the southern border?
because most people come illegally through the southern border. 10 million people have come across the southern border. And by the way, do you have any concern for the 320,000 missing kids that have also been sex trafficked across the southern border?
Of course I do.
But who's doing the sex trafficking?
A handful of people, not everybody else.
320,000, that's a lot.
320,000 people. Look at this fucking guy. You ever see, this is what Charlie Kirk looks like when he hangs his head out the fucking door when they're driving down the highway? Dude, there's not 320,000 people working on human trafficking at the border, dude. That's just not, that's crazy.
The children.
Yeah, but each one of them has a handler. So, and that means that 320,000 sex pimps are bringing in.
Wait, you think each sex pimp, in your words, is a first-time sex pimp and is sex pimping the humans across the border one at a time? Like, oh, we did one. There's my one. All right, we need to. Okay, I am retiring on top as a sex pimp. I have successfully sex pimped someone across the border a single time. It is time. Kind of like a guardian angel. Everyone gets one sex pimp. There's no double dipping. One sex pimp for everybody. It's a big industry in Mexico, obviously.
Sex slaves to this country.
The point I'm trying to make is that we categorize all illegal immigrants under the same thing: sex traffickers, drug dealers.
Am I doing?
Yes, you are.
By you saying all illegal immigrants have to be deported, you're implying that all of them are doing these terrible things, and not a small percentage of them.
Well, it's not small, actually. 320,000 out of 10 million is not small, actually. That's a serious number. That's 3.2% of all people that came into the country are connected to sex slavery in some way. That's insane.
So some of them are victims of it? Look at them. No matter what happens, I can't pause. Pause Charlie Kirk's face in a way that makes him look fine. It's impossible.
Insane, actually. 3.2%.
Yeah, 3.2% is they're connected to sex crimes. Most of these people are victims that he's citing. Okay.
Are connected to sex slavery. That's like a lot.
Connected.
But anyway, so let's just I want to just make clear. If you come into
sex slavery to who, by the way? They're trafficking people across the border into America. And who is purchasing the sex slavery? Rich white men? Whoa. Okay, so can we talk about the clients that are creating the market, Charles, or no?
To a country.
Wait until he hears about what 40% of cops are up to. I know, right? That's a huge percentage.
Uninvited. Definitionally, you are a criminal.
We're just not going to agree.
It's fine. Then final question. What is a criminal?
What is a criminal?
No. What is it? Would you agree with the definition that a criminal is someone who breaks the law?
I would say that's the government's position on what a criminal is for sure. Yeah. And I would argue that I think that is an archaic way to look at criminality. And just the concept of being a criminal is very akin to your Christian sinning shit, which is obviously like brain dead stuff for children. So yeah, I mean, I just don't respect the dichotomy that you're proposing. I'm saying that we should change it for something that's more, up to date, more modern, because just being a criminal or not being a criminal is not good enough. It's just it's brain dead, black and white, no nuance, no fucking trying to be curious about anything, no trying to fix the fucking problem. You just want to feel like you're superior. It's just white supremacy, man. What is a criminal? The founding fathers, they went against the crown, right?
Here's where I'm thinking. Here's the thing. I know how he's going to turn it, and I don't fully agree.
It's not a matter of turning it. It's a very ABC sequence. If they're not criminals, then tell me what a criminal is. And a criminal is obviously someone who breaks the law. Someone who comes across the southern border broke federal law, therefore they are a criminal.
Okay, then we can just disagree.
But you have to tell me what a criminal is, though.
Trump!
Oh, Trump, yeah.
Yo!
You got to come up to the mic. Okay.
She's right behind me.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Can't tell me what a criminal is, yeah.
Can't tell me what a criminal is? Anyway, so I think I can answer that question as well. I think she did a good job. Yeah. Great work. What a dumb guy. He always tries to go to these colleges, man. He's trying really hard to own the kids. I don't think it's going to work, though. They're too smart.